Mr. Merton was very distressed throughout the session. He arrived early, exclaiming that his house had been broken into, but there were no signs of forced entry. He told me of his theory that the bread was somehow responsible for the incidents. It is clearly not real, and I'm having trouble coming to a suitable solution for him. His fixation on blaming a slice of toast must be some sort of manifestation of his hate for the council. Mr. Merton's condition is now severe. I am recommending daily sessions for his own safety. It is preposterous to think that bread moves of its own accord. Bread does not walk. Bread is not alive.
In the beautiful story of one slice of bread's epic, emotional journey, as it embarks upon a quest to become host, and as you delve deeper and deeper into the story of I Am Bread, you will notice things aren't quite what they seem. Welcome, everybody. As you heard, things may not be what they seem, so how about we find out why things are not what they seem in this Let's Look At of I Am Bread. Let's just have a quick read here. Welcome to the early access of I Am Bread. Over the next few months we will continue to expand and refine the game, and we want to hear your suggestions, so jump in the forums and let us know your ideas. I Am Bread team. Well, I may have a few ideas for you in this Let's Look At. So a quick look is the settings. You can use either a gamepad or keyboard. I am using the gamepad, as you can see here. You can also, again, use the keyboard and mouse settings, but I'm using the gamepad because I've practiced with the gamepad and I find it much easier, although it's got that Surgeon Simulator feel where it's got awkward controls anyway, so we'll be getting into that. I have wiped my save data just so that you can't see. I did make it to Wednesday, although it's no easy task, so I've had about 2 hours of practice with the game just to have my bread foo, if you will, a little bit more well refined to show how the controls work. This is just telling us that Mr. Merton has lost his mind and he's like, the bread's alive, the bread is real. So you can use the triggers or you can use the B buttons. I myself prefer to use the triggers, and with the triggers you can walk around as the piece of bread. You can rotate your bread to to do different things, like shatter the jar, because maybe, oh god, maybe you want some jam on your bread. And as you can see here, this is what happens should you reach some kind of impasse, whether it be floor or ants. You have a timer, and please, Bosa Studios, that is one annoying ticker. Please, do some refinement on that ticker. So yes, the fail state is if you get on the floor, you start to lose edibility, and if you run out of edibility, I am not toast, and you get an F and you are not eating that. As far as I know, there is no way to restart the game via the controller. I'm pressing all the buttons. You do have to just press play again with your mouse. So, I Am Bread. Let's get into the GUI, shall we? So, I Am Bread was made by the... No, that's the wrong notepad with all my notes in. It's made by the Bosa Studios UK, who also made Deep Dungeon of Doom, Monster Mind, and most famously, Surgeon Simulator. The game, I'm just going to read my notes through first, because I can't read and play because of the awkwardness, but then we'll get into the game after I tell you about the price point, because the price point may very well be the thing that decides whether you're going to buy it or not, because for what the game is, it may seem a little bit pricey to you, but we'll come back to the price in a moment. But the game is now out on Steam. It should be out on Steam in early access, as it does state on the front page of the I Am Bread game, and it is currently £5.94, which works out to about $7, with a 15% off in its opening week. So once it hits the 10th of December, it will be going up to £6.99, which is around $9. The game itself was made as a fun little experiment after Surgeon Simulator, just to see if they could create something with the awkward controls of Surgeon Simulator, but have something really ridiculously wacky, like the bread that you're seeing right now, and it worked. So we're on top of the jam, because that's another crux of the game. As you can see there, we have now got a jammy piece of bread. We can make ourselves one fine piece of bread, one delectable piece of toast for the near future. But that's for later, because there's no saying that in this video we will even be able to become toast. Because is it hard to become toast? Yes, it is, because as you saw, the floor is completely deadly, and we've got to make it to the toaster, which is all the way over by the microwave over there. So it's not that easy. Right now I'm doing what I'd like to call the shuffle. The shuffle takes quite a while, but the shuffle will line us up with our transport to the toaster. So hopefully we can shuffle our way over, and while we're shuffling way over, we'll continue onwards. So as you can see, the game is not as easy as it sounds. The goal is to become bread, but it is not as easy as it sounds. You've got to use Surgeon Simulator S controls. It's almost, I say Surgeon Simulator, but I kind of feel with the controller here, the LTRT-XY, it has a lot more of a mount your friend style, really. Because the way that each of the corners move compared to the controls that you press does have a mount your friends feel, but I think they were trying to go for Surgeon Simulator to make it more awkward. And I can see where the awkwardness comes from, but as you can see, once you master the shuffle and the climb, which we're about to do the climb now, you've got some good bread foo going on, and you can become a bread foo master. So you've got to waggle yourself, and you've got to go fast. Oh, come on, bread, get up there. Got to go fast to get this grip gauge on the go. I don't think we're going to make it, because the bread refuses to climb upwards, so we're going to land on the floor. I think we've got to get a bit of motion. We didn't quite get the motion, so we'll just drop off. We are on the floor. That's okay. It's okay if we're on the floor. Come on, bread. Work with me here. Work with me. There we go. We've got the climb in motion. Come on, bread. Come on, bread. There we go. There we go. No. And we're up. We're up. We're up. So once you got the shuffle and the climb mastered, it becomes quite easy to navigate a lot of the problems that you may have in I Am Bread. And of course, as I said, there are obstacles like the floor, but there are also obstacles like ants right here. If we can just rotate the camera, which we'll come into in a second, because I feel the camera works very, very well for this game. But you may see down there's some little black ants, and I have to say, listen to this jaunty tune for a second. Music fits really, really well, considering we're playing a game about being a slice of bread. It's a very lively, action-packed tune about for what's going on, and I enjoy that. Remember, there's ants there. We may be able to get a good rotation at the ants right now. There you go. You can see all the ants scurrying about, and touching them will also lose edibility, because the ants start to eat you up, start to digest you, so you want to stay away from those as well. As for the engine and the graphics themselves, the engine is completely fine for what it wants to achieve. You know, it's not a big engine like the CryEngine 3 or anything like that. We're gonna shuffle around this and shuffle up to this this bread box type thing here, because it's shuffling up to the bread box. No. Oh gosh. LB. I'll see. Come on. Get up there. Oh no. Come on. There we go. We're up. We're safe. So now you can see where the crux of the game comes from here. You just want to do the shuffle, and we'll shuffle upwards and continue onwards. I have to say, my practice has definitely paid off, and that's what I Am Bread is. It's a game about practice. You know, it's very hard to master it and jump into it straight away, but with a bit of practice, as you can see, I'm doing fairly well. We've only lost 7% edibility. So, you know, the art style is very minimalistic. It's much like Albino Lullaby in early access. Everything seems to be pulled out of very minimalistic settings. You know, that's just a untextured block. It's just an untextured wood block. The ants themselves are just like little dots that scurry around. You know, it's got a little bit of movement in the legs, but they're not that detailed. It's all very minimalistic, but it is in early access, and you know, it doesn't matter whether it's minimalistic or not, because it's how each set piece interacts. Like here we can shuffle over to this bowl here. You see the bowls move, each set piece moves pretty well, it all works well in conjunction with each other, so you don't really need a big art style to go with what we're doing right now. And you know, the music itself is enough to carry the game. Now I'm going to try and do the shuffle past these ants here, because we don't want the ants to start nomming on us. Well, you know, the music, as I say, the music itself can carry the game, because it's very upbeat, and it's like, you can do it, you can become toast, and it's like, yes, I can do this, and that's all you need. So we've got to rotate a little bit and get up this crisp bin here. So I'm just trying to rotate myself into position while we get ready to deal with the ants. Now, come on, Bread. Come on, Bread. There we go. There we go. So now we need to get into flip. Oh. Hold the triggers. Flip up and over. You've also got to, it is like Mount Your Friends, where you've got to get a bit of motion, yeah, to do things like that and start climbing up. So we're just going to let our grip gauge reset, and then we'll start getting some motion to climb up here. And if we fail, I think we're screwed, because the thing has fallen over. Come on, come on, come on, Bread, come on, Bread. Oh shit, we're running out of grip gauge. No, no, no. Oh, we're screwed. We're screwed. It's alright, that's alright. I think we can still do it. It might be a bit of a bigger climb, but I think we can still do it. And you know, it's a game of very, despite its simplicity and, you know, the premise of it being bread, it is a very addicting game. Like, I have to say, I'm enjoying this game immensely. Not for the fact that it's a silly game like it's bread, and that might be one thing that I will talk about now that will put people off, which is the PewDiePie effect. Well, just because, you know, when people say, this was like the problem that Goat Simulator had. Let's just start again. That was abysmal. Well, this is a problem people had with Goat Simulator. PewDiePie played it because it was basically a very silly game for what amounts to PewDiePie. It's like, oh, it's a silly game that PewDiePie can play for the internet, and it's like, yeah, that's true, but it's very unfair to have like the creators be shit on just because PewDiePie played the game. And it's like, well, you know, oh god, we gotta. No, we failed. But we gotta, you know, it's very unfair for the creators to be judged just from the fact that PewDiePie played the game. I feel like that's an unfair assertion. And a lot of people, like, base their purchase around, or a lot of people base their silly games purchase. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. I didn't realise how much recording space that this was optimised to, so I did run out of disk space then, but then again my C drive is very small because I put all my games onto the E drive. But yes, it's very unfair for people to... I also got up here, by the way. But it's very unfair for people to judge a game by the fact of, has PewDiePie played it or has he not? And, you know, well... that could be a fair judgment, because there are some games that he plays simply simply because his, you know, audience told him to. It's like, hey, you should play Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and he, you know, he played it, but he had some disdain towards it because his opinion when he was playing his Let's Play was, I've got to wind up the fucking music box over and over again. And yeah, that's I can see why you hated it, PewDiePie, but obviously he played it for his fans. Because you know, everybody was like, oh, please play it. What the heck? Come on, Brett, get up there, get up there. But yeah, so he played it for his fans, and it's like, yeah, well, that is a perfectly fine analogy. Oh no, we've got to cross the danger zone right here. This is the hardest and trickiest bit of day one, because you gotta make a concerted effort to fling yourself. Oh no, RBRT. Go on, Brad. LBLT, RBLT. Come on, Brad. L's, R's. Drop L's. Get up! Oh no! It's alright, we can land it safe. Damn it. It took so long! And now that's the crux, because it fell in the water. So I am loading back to the beginning. All the way back to the beginning. But in my opinion, yeah, it's a bit unfair for people to judge whether a game is good or not, just because, you know, it's been on Pew's channel. I mean, sometimes that can be a fair assessment, because some of the games he plays he doesn't like. But games like Goat Simulator, a lot of people completely removed Goat Simulator from the mind, because it's like, oh, this was a game specifically built for PewDiePie. I don't think so. I think Goat Simulator was a quite a fun game, and to say it was made specially for him just because it's a silly game for his channel, that's just not true. And this game, while it is indeed silly, I think it's got a lot more polish than Goat Simulator, because it has some strategy involved. Like, you know, I've already demonstrated from my time with the game, my practice with the game, there are several strategies, like the shuffle here, to just shuffle off the edge very lightly and fall backwards onto the skateboard. Then there's things like holding RT here, and then holding RB to get the alignment correct. And then there's just a little shuffle forwards, and then we'll perform the climb again. So, you know, despite its looks, it's actually a very deep game, because you have like several strategies that you have to employ, like the climb. And luckily, all the time that I've spent with, you know, games like Surgeon Simulator, oh god, games like Surgeon Simulator, drop down. What the hell? We've got some of our grip back, but there you go. We got it. Get up there. So yeah, all my time spent with games like, you know, Surgeon Simulator. No, wrong one. Games like Surgeon Simulator and playing Mount Your Friends at my friend's house. I have got practice, but it still takes a lot of practice and a lot of strategy to master the way of the bread. So, in my opinion, despite its very stupid, silly premise, it's a good game. It's a very difficult game that does give you rewards. Like, if we can make it past the water this time to the toaster over there, every time you reach that toaster, I've only reached the toaster on Monday and Tuesday, you become so over the moon with yourself. You feel so achieved from just being like, hey, I did it, I did that, I got it toasted, I became bread. And it feels really good when you manage to achieve it and become bread. So this game is one of these games in a Let's Look At. Again, it's very hard to review because this is the whole game. I've already shown off the controls, I've shown off the graphics, I've talked about this awesome soundtrack. I mean, so it's very hard to go beyond this. You know, it's not like Albino Lullaby, where we go deeper and deeper into the caves, and the more we go on, the more of the story we learn. I mean, that is the case here. Like, every time you slice a piece of bread, or every time you get the bread toasted, the more you learn. But it's, you know, you don't get it as fast as Albino Lullaby. You don't get it, like, straight away. You've got to practice for hours just to get as good as I am. And, you know, that's not saying a lot, by the way. Don't take that as some kind of disdain towards you, like, oh, you're going to be crap at this game. No, it is a game that does take quite a mastering. So don't take it as black just because I say you're bad at it. It is a game that does take quite a lot of mastering. Okay, especially like this climb. I'm doing this climb, you know, fairly perfectly. But it took me a very long time to to master the climb. Like, I know we're going to fall off here, but I wanted to realign myself. And, you know, you always want to realign yourself to have the longest piece of bread. This is another strategy. You want to realign yourself to have the longest piece of bread. Not stuck on the corner. It's we've got a little bit of a trapped piece of bread here. It's the beans are jamming me. Look, I'm trapped between these two surfaces. The beans are jamming me here. So we're gonna have to try and do a shuffle backwards. Get out of this mess. Lift the beans up, fall forwards a bit. There you go. Now we're realigned. So yeah, there's not a lot I can talk about in this Let's Look At. That's why it's gonna end, you know, momentarily once I get up to the top of this fridge and we finish off here. But to me, like, is the price worth it? Oh god. So yeah, it's like, to me, is the price of Iron Bread worth it? Well, that all depends on one thing. You know, $7 when it fully releases. Sorry, $9 when it fully releases. You can pick it up cheaper this weekend, but $9 when it fully releases is quite a commitment that you have to think about. It's like that's you know, 1/6 of a AAA game, so it's not that dear. But at the same time, are you a person that can have a good time and laugh at really stupid things like the fact that we are in a bread simulator, playing a game about being a piece of bread that just wants to be toasted while adding jam and beans and silly things to our bodies, if bread has a body? Or are you a person that is just like, oh, you just don't get it, man, games are art, and if it doesn't have a failure state, it's not even a video game. Fuck you, man. Kirby's Epic Yarn doesn't have a failure state, there's no way to die in that, that's still a game. Well, you know, so if you're one of those really snobby, aloof, oh, this is very childish, look at how childish it is, and games are not games unless they have a failure state, you just don't get it, man. No, this is definitely not the game for you. I would not recommend this if you don't have a good sense of humour. If you have an amazing sense of humour and you're just like, oh my god, we're playing as a piece of bread. That is the most ingenious. I can't like realign myself here. This box is getting in my way. But you know, we're playing as a piece of bread. That is the most ingenious shit I've ever seen. Because, you know, you have your normal humans like Mario, you have your normal animals like Sonic, who, well, you know, Sonic Boom, let's not get into that. But you have your normal humans like Mario, you have your normal, oh god, guys like Sonic. We can do it! I thought we could perform a flip there. You have your normal humans like Mario, you have your normal animals like Sonic, but who has ever played as a piece of bread that wants to be toast? Who has ever played as that? No one. No one's ever played as that because no one's ever thought of it because it's goddamn genius. It is stupid and silly and childish, and it is bloody genius. It is absolute genius in my personal opinion. I like the game. You know, I'd give this game 3 toasted soldiers. Hold on a second. I would give this game 3 toasted soldiers out of a bread loaf and we're totally bread again. And I can't wait to actually see what the story is, because I have seen past the first 2 days, and there is kind of a bit of a dark, twisted story unfolding. Not like as bad as I'm making it out, but there is something to be said about the. Oh gosh, we failed. There is something to be said about the thing that's going on in the story, because, you know, he has gone to a psychiatrist here. Oh, go on, you can do it. No, he has gone to a psychiatrist, on Mr. Merton, saying that the bread is alive, and, you know, the psychiatrist is like, dude, you're losing your goddamn mind, bread's not alive. Well, then when you like, play through the game, we're going the wrong way. When you play through the game, and you've beat the first 2 days, and you start to see the story unfold, maybe the bread is alive. Maybe. Bread is alive. Maybe the psychiatrist's crazy. Maybe you're all crazy. I'm not crazy. The bread is really alive. You don't know that the bread's not alive. How do you know? How do you know that you're not all the crazy ones? It's kind of like that. It does make you question whether the bread is alive, and this guy that's losing his mind, maybe he's not losing his mind and he's evolving into the next level of existence. He can see things. Maybe next the apple is alive. you just don't know. You just don't know. So yeah, it's got an engaging story. You know, my final verdict for this game is, you know, if you're into silly games, no, don't do that. We can do this. 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 This is not how I intended to do this, but alright, there we go. But yeah, you know, my final verdict on this game is it has a semi-engaging story. Let's just get through this bowl here. I'm trying to get to the toaster just to show you the first cutscene, but I don't think it's going to happen myself. I really don't. It might. Right, so I decided that I will show off the first cutscene. I have got to the toaster. It took a while, but we lost a little bit more bread integrity. Oh god, we're turning into the Northern Lions show. What is your theory on bread integrity? Come on, bread. Come on, bread. Get in the toaster. It's alright. It's alright if you fail, bread. It's okay to fail. Because we're there. We're there now. We just gotta maneuver ourselves just right here. So we wanna like LT. Oh, and RT. No. Drop off. So the toaster is probably the hardest challenge you will come across as well, because you gotta maneuver yourself. Just like get in and go vertical into the toaster. So we wanna like nudge ourselves like this, and then up a bit. Oh, we're nearly in. Toasting. Oh, 2% toasted. We're 2% toasted. So yeah, we've gotta like line ourselves up and get inside the toaster, which is not as easy as it sounds. So we are partly toasted. We're 3% toasted here. So we're gonna line ourselves up. And the whole idea is to like get yourself into the toaster and be catapulted. Now this is not as easy as it sounds, because you gotta. Oh, there we go! Perfect toast precision. Perfect toast precision. Oh, we're 70% toasted. We got popped up, but oh, we're looking like one. Oh, that's one sexy piece of toast right there. That is one sexy piece of toast. Now, the thing to remember when toasting your bread is you don't want it burn. You don't want to burn your bread. So you gotta like get back up. You gotta just toast yourself nice and easy. You don't want 110% toast. You don't want burnt bread. Nobody wants burnt toast. So we're gonna LT. Just gonna back it up, rotate round, LT ourselves into a toastable position, and then hold them both. Oh, hold them both. And then we're just gonna latch up. No. And this is the final crux of the mission. Again, I want to show it off just to show a little bit of the story. Once we show a little bit of the story off, we will end it. But again, there's not a lot more to say than your toast. You use Mount Your Friends / Surgeon Simulator controls, and by doing so, you will eventually toast yourself and get the next part of the story. And the game is to get through all 7 days, of which I've only got through one of the days. Oh, there we go. We got 73% toasted, and you'll probably spend like a good 10 or 12 minutes maybe just toasting yourself. But beyond that, you know, it's a game where the graphics are alright. The soundtrack is fantastic. It has a couple of bugs. I'm not gonna lie. There are a couple of bugs. The timer when it ticks down is very annoying because it goes. You need to get like a kicking time. You need to get like a sweet ass timer to go with the music that's currently playing right now. That'd be real fitting. That'd be awesome. So if you could do that, no, don't fall off. Not when we're so close to being bred. But you know, if you can get a soundtrack to go with, or a timer to go with the soundtrack Bosa Studios, that would be fantastic. We are a little bit out of the range of being able to create a good flip there. Oh, nearly created a perfect flip into the toaster. So yeah, this is a great game. If you are not a snob and you can enjoy a game with a lot of humor, there is a lot of silly, very, very silly, absurd sense of humor. If you can enjoy a game with such an absurd sense of humor, it's well worth your time. It's well worth picking up, because I'm having a lot of fun with it, and we may execute the perfect bread here. That is the perfect bread. Oh shit, I am toast. L+R. Oh no! Oh, burn the toast. It says L+R. I'm holding L+R. What do you want me to do? What do you mean L plus R? LR. I'm pressing LR. Press LR. Press LR. Oh, I've burnt the toast. What? L plus R? Wait, I don't get it. Oh no. Can't actually get out. Can't get out. Oh, I'm a burnt piece of toast. I am a burnt piece of toast. L plus R. X plus Y. U plus X. Nope. L and R. LR. Failed. Plain boring. I'm plain boring. Well, I did burn. My toast quality was, my deliciousness was at 136, but yeah, as you can see, it's not that easy. You have to collect crap along the way, and I was hoping I burnt the toast, but I guess L plus R is like left stick plus right stick. I was actually using the keyboard the first time I did that, and I was like thinking, oh, it's just left rotate plus right rotate. No, it's the L and R sticks. But that is I Am Bread. If you're into silly little games which can amuse you, this one will certainly amuse, especially if you've got a good sense of humour. Again, I'm very sorry that there's not a lot to talk about, but your bread, you need to make yourself delicious and toast yourself up. That's all that can really be said. The soundtrack is really, really lively, really banging. I enjoy the soundtrack. The graphics, they are fine. You know, they're in an alpha stage. I'm sure the graphics will get better, but right now they look fine and achieve what they need to achieve, because the main focus is the bread. The graphics don't really matter. You're just trying to focus on making your bread one sexy piece of bread. So the graphics look completely fine for how they are now. I would like to see them updated, but if not, it's alright. And the actual challenge of getting a delicious, the actual challenge of getting a not boring, delicious, perfectly cooked piece of bread is quite a challenge. And if you're into challenges, it's not like Surgeon Simulator where it's impossible. The controls, you can master them and you can learn them as well as I did to, in that first bit where you just LR, LR, LR to move. So the controls work very well considering they're supposed to be, dodgy, awkward controls. And I think it's a very well designed game. It's been designed to be awkward but beatable, unlike Surgeon Simulator, which was just designed to be plain awkward and almost unbeatable, although people did beat it. But this one is awkward but beatable, and mastering the controls, you feel over the moon. So, my final verdict on this, let's look at first impressions of I Am Bread, is a 3 out of 5. Everything is pretty damn okay, it's pretty funny, I enjoyed it, and I think you may enjoy it too. And, if you're in for a laugh, go buy it. But if you've got any seriousness about yourself, it's like, ew, games are hard, snurf, and then you're just gonna hate it. But if you like Fantasy Incantation, loved Goat Simulator, he's gonna love the shit out of being a piece of bread. So, 3 out of 5 from me. It can be improved upon. There's room for improvement. But in this early access, it's still very good in early access. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one, where Spyro will be a piece of bread. Spyro bread.